Hey, it's time for the B-side breakdown with Brett Johnson.
Hey everyone, welcome to the B-Side Breakdown. My name is Brett Johnson and I am your host. This is episode 32 of a podcast where I talk with other artists, musicians, and songwriters about a song they've written that is meaningful to them, that they want to chat about, get deep into the why behind it. But first, they need to give me permission to play it in its entirety on this episode so you, the listener, can hear it first, and then it'll make some sense with our conversation that subsequently follows. So anyway, today I'm going to be talking with Jon Snodgrass about kind of a trio of tracks off his recent Stoked Ghost EP that he's calling the Ghost Trilogy. So let's get into it. Here is the Ghost Trilogy by Jon Snodgrass.
You called them bad times, but they was the best times. Really miss that friend of mine. Want to see him shine. No doubt about it. It was a scene. Really miss that friend of mine. Oh, I miss those times. The news was right, and everybody said farewell. But you had already said goodbye to me. Oh, I should tell. Didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to make a scene. The thing that I remember is you said goodbye to me. Bye, it seemed. No doubt about it. You only live once, some they say. So just take it easy on yourself and anyone you would ever meet. Yeah, take it easy on the equipment. Just do the thing. I knew the car was waiting. I was running down the street, trying to catch a cab to the bar where I would meet all my friends, acquaintances. Doesn't matter tonight. It's all about the songs and not the fight. So well, I send to you this message from a town so far away. Said I wish that you were here. Sober said it's so cliche. Life's a celebration. Tonight it's all for her. She rings out just like a C minor. So well, Born under a red sign, drive around and do crimes. Born under a red sign. Born under a red sign, drive around and do crime. Born under a red sign, drive around doing crimes all night. That's right.
All right, and that was Ghost Trilogy by Jon Snodgrass. We're going to take a quick break and come back and talk to Jon about the 3 songs that comprise the trilogy and find out more about him, so stay with us. All right, and we're back. Let's bring in Jon to talk more about the songs that comprise Ghost Trilogy. Hey, Jon, thank you for taking some time tonight to talk with me about the songs.
Yeah, thanks, Brett. I hope you guys like that. You know, it's funny. I gotta say right off the bat that thing, I was originally gonna put those things out on their own, and then the first song on that record, "The Stoked Ghost," is this. It's a Buck Owens song, and that was supposed to come out on exactly on Halloween, and then the Warren Zevon cover, which is about Bill Lee, the baseball player, that was going to come out when postseason baseball started, right?
Yeah.
And here's the deal: I just screwed it up, like user error, and I was on tour, and I didn't have a laptop with me, and I totally screwed it up. And this Ghost Trilogy thing, like that was the thing about it, is that it is as serious, and then obviously there's some stuff that's not serious,
Sure.
and that's just kind of how I try to mix up, something that's heavy duty, like I wanted to do a Tony Sly song, and then I did the song, like me talking about this and actually doing an interview about it is sort of exactly what I wasn't going to do. I didn't want to make like a huge deal out of it. I wanted people just to know,
Sure.
like people who did know, like his family and stuff. I asked if they liked that. But the Stoke Ghost song, uh, which I've never had a record that's has a title track before, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wrote that, I mean, like when the year after, on the anniversary when he died, and it just kind of happened, and I just wrote that. But also then I finished it. I guess it kind of became a bit of an amalgam, with a couple other folks. And then when the artwork came in, I saw my friend Francisco's art of that ghost on a skateboard.
Yep.
And that is when O passed away. And I was like, fuck. And then that was I'm like, that's got to be the artwork, that has to be the thing. And Tony was born on Bug's birthday, and I had a song when Bug died, and it's on the record before. That was supposed to be the last song of those 3, but I stole it for another record that came out earlier in the year. And Tony always wanted the name of Scorpio's record "Born Under a Rad Sign."
Yep.
So the beginning of that, like that whole
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
that was me just trying to make Scorpios laugh, and it made him laugh. I don't think anyone was interested in it. But then, then I send the same thing to Bill, and then right with it, yeah, he put the drums in, and we made it a real song. I mean, it's dumb as shit, but it's kind of not, because the lyrics are the original lyrics to the whole dumb thing about driving around and doing crimes.
Yeah.
That's the silly lyric I had for it's a Scorpio song, and it was called "Slick Back Wig Hair."
Okay.
And that's a song that me and Tony sang during sound check all the time before he died in Europe. And it was "Slick back wig hair, driving around doing crimes, motherfucker doesn't even care." Like, it's just so stupid. But so I'm pretty good at writing inside jokes or something for like one person, and in this case, someone who's not even around anymore. right? But
Yeah.
uh, that's the whole thing. Like in the credits of the record, like the little emoji with the ghost,
Uh-huh.
that emoji. Um, I started using that kind of for me, and then for his family and stuff. Like like I told, I think Bridget's the first person I said this to, and I'm like, if you ever see a text and I have this little ghost, it's because I think it's something Tony Sly would think is funny. And it was my kind of sweet way of, I don't know, keeping them in the conversation.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
so that's the whole thing. And but then Bug was born, they had the same birthday. So like Bug died now. So now I can talk about both of them, because like it was so sad. Because like, yeah. Anyways,
So
any other questions?
no, none. If you're willing, I need you to back up and kind of go through some of this a little bit again,
Of course.
because there's a lot of listeners that don't have a clue of any of the people you're talking about
Certainly.
and or the
So
events that happened. So,
yeah, so Tony Sly was
yep.
in a band called No Use for a Name, one
Yeah.
of the flagship bands on Fat Records.
Yep.
I think Fat Mike is known to say, he said to me that is his favorite songwriter, or like best songwriter that's ever been on the label. I think he would say like including himself type of thing. Uh, and he was a good. I met him in, oh shit, I'd met him before.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I met him in like 95 or 94, 95. Because Chris Shiplet was a
Yeah.
friend of mine and he had joined his band.
Okay.
Uh, and then I remember well, that's the thing. And then me and him, like, and who I was just talking about.
Yeah.
Uh, it was on the Warp Tour before it was a Vans Warp Tour, whatever that first one was. I think the first stop actually was in Boulder. Anyway, so that's just me describing this guy Tony. So that he was in No Use for Name. He was in a band with me that we called Scorpios. We thought it was a good idea to everyone was Scorpios, born in the
Sure.
year, or I
Yep.
mean born in the time of the year.
Yeah.
And yeah, it turns out that wasn't probably a great idea. Scorpios are kind of dicks, but I'll say this: we're Scorpio rising. Okay. We're
Nice.
on we're on the early side,
Sure, sure.
That's the ones on the back end,
Right.
regardless. So there's
So
that. And
wait,
then
so that's Stoked Ghost, right?
yeah, the Stoke Ghost was him.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, he's like uh, but it's when I saw that artwork, and then when
Yeah.
O passed away, uh, Otis Bartholomew, a lot of people
Okay.
just call him O. He is he was a mentor to me and to a lot of people. A lot of people say he was a uh, everyone's best friend. When he died, like
Sure.
I mean, people from Kurt Cobain to Tony Hawk to Jay Mascis to the Melvins to
Yeah.
Thrash Magazine, Trans World Skate. Uh, um, yeah, he's just, from the skate world and the
Yep.
photography world and the
Yep.
rock and roll world, very respected dude. And he was from San Diego. He is the actual reason why my first band, Armchair Martian,
Mm-hmm.
did records with Cargo Headhunter, because he heard our first demo, and the owner at Cargo, Eric, who ended up, loving it. But when he first heard it, he said, he's like, yeah, it's pretty derivative. And I'm like, oh, hurt my feelings. And
Sure.
it is. What music is if it isn't like
Well, right.
jazz, right? But
Yep.
regardless, but now he's like, yeah, anyways, it doesn't matter. Uh but he is responsible for that. And then I used to break a lot of strings on this Telecaster guitar that I used.
Yep.
And he worked very closely with Fender
Okay.
guitars. And he connected me with Fender guitars, and I'm still a very proud been a guitar artist, and
Nice.
I got a guitar from them in 1997 uh, from Alex Perez, and it's funny because, dude, the day before he died, I was texting him about that guitar and saying I really need to reach out to them, and just, I mean, to the guy Alex in particular,
Sure.
because it's the only guitar I use, because the other one got stolen and they were like kind of identical. Then this company called Nash Guitars built me another one. So I have two guitars that are very similar. They look the same. But I've been playing that guitar since 1997, and I
Yep.
don't bother him about it. And it's awesome. And it was the day before. And I was like, because it was before email, you know,
Right.
or at
Right.
least before I had email, and I
Sure.
had Alex's phone number written on the wall, you know, of the house I lived in, like it was
Yeah.
like those days, it was just like
Right.
Sharpie. And it was really kind of weird about that. I mean, I can scroll back. Like, he's one of those dudes. Are you an iPhone user?
I am.
You know how, like, just I don't have it set so my messages disappear, right?
Hmm.
But sometimes things get clogged up. I got to get rid of some stuff. But like
Sure.
him and certain people, I mean, I can just go zing, and it goes to, like, 10 years back, or however far back it goes. Like,
Right. Right.
he was a dude I talked to a lot, and anyways, that was a fucking catastrophe, and that was terrible. So, like I said, and then the guy Francisco, he is a great artist.
That did the
And
Stoked Ghost.
yeah, he lives in Milwaukee, but I met him in Chicago
Okay.
at the Fireside Bowl. You know the
Sure.
Fireside
I
Bowl?
do.
So he's the first dude I met. So I like to say he was my first friend in Chicago.
Okay.
And then my second friend was Lauren Shaw, and she was working at the bar at the Fireside Bowl. And I guess I'd already met Miguel. But anyways, these are people, that I've known like forever. And having Fran help, let me use that art, was a really big deal, because I just saw it, and I'm like, oh, that's it, like I had all the songs, and it just conceptualized it in my brain, so
Yep.
so yeah, that's the story with that. Okay,
Got
wait,
it.
did I name all the people?
I'm not sure. So that was Stoked Ghost and Live or Let Die, and then we have Born Under a Rad Sign.
Oh yeah, no, but I meant all the characters from the story I started talking
Yes,
about.
yes, yes. That seems to be all of them. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, no, so yeah, it starts with the Stoke Ghost, and that song, but it goes into Live or Let Die, which is a song that Tony had done. And he, much like him saying, like, let's name our record Born Under a Rad Sign, he used to always kind of think about, like, because how that song ends, it's like one more song. And he always wanted it to be like, yeah, we would finish with that song. Um, and then we could be really interesting with whatever the next song that we would go into,
Sure.
kind of just, again, back to just inside jokes and private conversations I had, with him.
Yep.
I mean, not private, but you know what I mean, like,
I
just
do.
there was no flies on the wall. Uh, and yeah, so that's why that is funny to me, because the first song's sad, but I think it has a good message to it. Just, the whole,
Yeah, I do too.
we would always talk about, like, when back when people would always say, like, YOLO, and like, you only live once. And I was
Right,
always like,
right.
I'm like, that's true. Just take it easy,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
be easy on the equipment, which, being
Right.
funny, the record that I said I stole the other song from is from the record called Barge at Will that came out earlier
Yeah.
in the year. And that was one of O's sayings. And he would say Barge at Will, but he also would say take it easy. And that is the yin and yang of things for me. Take it easy, barge at will.
Bars at will. Got it.
Yeah. So
That's cool.
yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, sometimes it may be, I don't know. I think some people, and I definitely was one of them too. I kind of don't ever want to take myself too seriously.
Sure.
We're all just I always say we're all equally significant and insignificant, and
Yep.
lucky to live in the time of Willie Nelson, right? And
Agreed.
that being said, I just try to get in and out and not be super bummer and not be super wackadoo. But yeah, that born under rad sign is absurd.
It's fun, man. When I
It's fun as
first
shit. I
heard
know
it,
it.
I was like, dude, this is great. Like, oh my God, that's so perfect. So I'm like, I've totally like started songs like that just as I'm driving down the road, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so great. And he recorded this, and then just the way it goes into the tune is awesome. So no, I really
Yeah, of
appreciate you doing that.
course.
It's awesome. It's
That's
awesome.
how, I mean, there's a thing. I did I'll share with you this other interview I did though with and it's someone asked me how I kind of go about songwriting, and I touched on some of this stuff about like some important and inane ideas in the same song,
Sure.
or just next to each other, or how you sequence stuff.
Yeah.
And and uh and when I was saying that, oh shit, I'm sorry, I just looked at my cat and I just got sidetracked. What was I saying right before that? I apologize.
You were talking about you were doing
Oh,
another
oh,
interview.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think I said there's like five different kind of thing, like ways I go about it a lot, and lots of times, yeah, I just pick up my phone and I hit record and I just start singing something. You
Totally.
know, that's all the time. That
Yep.
and a lot of those songs end up on a record, and that was this one, and they're not always great. Like
That's for
it's
real. I
important that
understand that.
people know that, like they're not always great. I don't
Right.
I with the whole 50-50 thing I was talking about and
Yeah.
everything, really has a lot to do with, it's just humility. And I appreciate
For
you
real.
being interested in talking to me. So thank you.
Of
But
course.
like, I don't, it's kind of embarrassing to me sometimes. I do better with it now. But and like when people tell me like, oh, you should be really popular. And I'm like, I got to tell you, I'm about as popular as I can handle it. I think I'd lose my marbles if it was too much more, like
Sure.
so, anyways, maybe I do some of these weird things that I do. There was a particular friend of mine that would, always thought that I was trying to sabotage myself, and
Yeah.
I'm not, but I like, uh, because I really work really hard at making it look like I don't work that hard. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes sense. I mean, I got to catch your last set down at Fest just
mm,
a month or so ago. And just the way you just said that is perfect. Cause I mean, the way that the way that you guys played that show was so much fun, and how you're just like, yeah, what song is this? Okay, we're doing this one. And it's like, we haven't rehearsed any of this, and like, ready, go. And then you're playing it. And it was like, yeah, you made it all look so easy, but it all came off great. You know what I mean? And I can't imagine that was like a simple run of shows to do, or however that all came about. But
well, I mean, you know what, Brett? I'm really good at what I do. Oh shit, I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Right.
kidding. No, I'm kidding. But no, I mean, shit, dude. Like those two dudes are great. That's how I met you, probably, huh? The
Yeah,
rap guys.
it is. Yeah. So just to give you the brief
Okay, I knew it
background, I
because
know
I'm
those
looking at
dudes
your
from
face.
Minneapolis.
I'm
I'm
looking at your
from,
face right now. I don't want to cut you off, but I'm looking at this face.
yeah,
I'm
you're
like,
good.
I remember this good-looking dude. Where do I remember him from? Okay, sorry, Brett.
Thanks, buddy. No, so I lived in Greenville, South Carolina. I'm originally from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and Jer and Dave were or are still in a band called The Line, and it was on an independent record label I ran out of Minneapolis called Blue Worm Records a million years ago.
Mm.
And so I've known those guys since 99 or 2000 or so. And Jer played on a record with me. I was in a band called Kingfield. He played second guitar on that. And Dave and I have uh, played together a handful of different times in a few different incarnations. But when they told me they were, that Rat Owl came together, and I was listening to that. And of course, I mean, I love those dudes. And of course, I mean, I'm just into the same kind of punk rock that they came up on. So for me, they're like, yeah, we're playing the Earl. I'm like, dude, I'm coming down to see you. And that I knew that how that came about is because they were going out with you, going down to Fest to do those shows. So that was the first time I got to see you live, was at that show with
Mm.
Raging Nathans and Rat Owl and Reconciler
Oh, that
and
one.
and you. Yeah.
Oh,
So it was like 3 years ago or so. And then
Yeah.
here I am looking at him like, oh, you're on Rad Girlfriend Records. So I didn't know that Josh put out your records, and Josh and Raging Nathans. And I've talked with Josh on this podcast before. So it's all kinds of
Cool.
connections. It's super fun. But yeah, that's how I
That's
met you
actually,
then. And then we sort of said hello when you were at Will's Pub in Orlando just a little bit ago too.
no, right on. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's funny though, because that's the first night that I ever met Josh. He sent me
Oh, really?
he'd, he'd sent me a message out of the blue, um, and said, "Hey, I'm going down the fest. Can we hop on that show?" Mikey Erg is mutual friends, and he said you'd probably be cool with it. I'm like, it sounds great. So then we hung out and we had a fun time. And he said, I run this record label. He goes, I would love to do something fun with you sometime. And I said, I've been wanting to put out a Halloween record for a long time. I just got to put a couple other pieces together in my brain. And so, I mean, I pressed all that stuff myself. And then he does all the distro, in the
Got
US
it.
for me. And then Thousand Islands does all the distro up there. And then Spam Records did the Barge at Will record. And then Gunner Records in Germany did this record.
Got
And
it.
so the European pressings are like different. But
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah, I love working with those dudes and like with
That's great.
how like Canada like hassles people when you go across and like
Mhm.
wants to make sure you have like what you're bringing across and you have
Yep.
anything to declare. Like it's kind of because of people like me because I just drive right across with the with the thousand records, and I just distro them myself, like to
Sure.
the labels, because
Yep.
that's how I don't know. I don't want to sound like a hippie, but I kind of am a Fugazi kind of guy. And I think a lot of things cost too much. So I do about everything I can do to keep things reasonable, you know?
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Uh,
I
So
totally hear you.
yeah, so I've always pressed records with Pirates Press for the longest
Sure.
time. But there's a guy, and I'll just share this. There's a guy named Jon Snodgrass. I'm not shitting you. And he has a company called Hand Drawn Records in Dallas. And he's talked to me about doing records forever. And I asked, I mean, I don't know. People always say, hey, it's business. It's not really with me. I like I'm really loyal with people that I do stuff with. So I got to talk to everybody before I do something different.
Yeah.
And Pirates was totally cool with it. So this record, I was able to uh, press in Texas, where I knew I was getting to start a tour that was going, yeah,
Perfect.
tour, yeah. And then I just took the stuff to Florida, and I
Yeah.
gave the records to Josh, his records to Josh in Florida, and then yeah, and then got the records to Canada. I don't
Yeah.
know, it's dumb, but
It
in the
makes
end,
perfect sense.
that's why. I mean, I don't really know what records cost in record stores before, but I know that mine's reasonable priced. It makes me happy.
That's for
Which
sure.
which is silly though, because the Barge Will record, we I drove out to to California to Stoughton Press, and they actually pressed 1,000 jackets for me inside out. So the glossy parts on the inside,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's easier to screen print on.
Sure.
Okay, which because that Barge at Will, like that is an O thing. Like that's the kind of stuff O did. Like he would do that stuff for his band Fluff, and I mean he did stuff for like Rocket from the Crypt, like just
Yep.
that kind of stuff. I mean O's a guy that he recorded the first Blink album. He's did stuff with Garden Variety. Like I mean, anyways, I'm going back to O, but I'll get back off that. But anyways, he uh I made a tour happen then earlier in the year where I picked up all those jackets, and we were going to screen print. I was going to start with the Stoked Ghost record because that's just this one screen and it would have looked just awesome and it would have been easy. But then I changed my mind and put out the Bars at Will record first, and that's 4 screens. And the ironic part is that would have said to me, he's like, "Don't do that, dude. What the fuck you doing?" Like, no, like wait, do
Right.
do the ghost, So uh and this all comes together because that company in Dallas did a great job with that Stoked Ghost record, and it's all full color, but it's full color black and white record,
Right, right.
and the other one is gorgeous, but I mean they're all different, like a little bit. I mean, it looks like a Monet, type of thing, and
Yeah, yeah.
I love it. But that's just a little extra bonus piece I was telling you, because if he was here and saw those two things, he'd be like, "What are you doing?" Because I didn't do it easy. I did it the very hard, ridiculous way.
No, I hear that. I hear that for sure. Well, so a couple questions. Did Dave and Burgo play on both of these last two records, or are they recording with you as well as playing live, or who's playing music, or are you doing it all yourself, or tell me about that?
No, they didn't play on these records. And I during the pandemic, right? I have to go back to the pandemic, but
Sure.
during the pandemic, I don't know. I mean, I've been just making up songs like since seventh grade with like, or sixth grade going in the seventh grade with little Chad, and we made them up all the time. That's all we do. Like, and he does it too still. I mean, I have a folder of all these new songs. It's just what we do. And like I said, it's not always great. So I'm not like trying to, you know, say I'm cool or anything, right? I'm just saying it's just all I know how to do. Some
Sure.
people are like Chris Sherry can draw real good. I can he doesn't love probably everything he does, but like
Right.
regardless, you hear what I'm saying. It's
I
it's
do.
just the thing I'm doing anyways. So I'm trying to think of what the first one was. Uh oh yeah. It was the guy that was doing this concrete job for us. And it's Jose. And I wrote this jingle for him to try and help him get some business,
Uh-huh.
and it's like Jose Gonzalez. If you need concrete, just call me for Jose because he doesn't have a website. And I did that on the just put that on like Facebook, and he was stoked. And he got some extra work, and then I was just like
Nice.
kind of stoked on it. And during COVID times, there are all these closed businesses, like this
Sure.
place that was doing yoga called Yoga Pod. So I wrote a jingle for Yoga Pod. I wrote a jingle for Dave Ron, where his haircutting place.
Hmm.
And this all makes sense because when about eight of those songs are actually on side two of this record, right?
Yep.
Just because I could put them on there. But to answer your question, so I was doing those jingles. I did I don't want to exaggerate, but there's at least 100 of them. And so yeah, those aren't streaming, like they will when I find them all and put them together.
Sure.
Um, I just have like a couple hangups, that I've had like forever. I mean, another one is just about like money. I fucking hate it.
Right.
It's so gross. I don't like negotiating with people about money. I don't like doing stuff. And the least that I think about it, actually, the better it goes. Like I
Sure.
don't even worry about it. And it's like the philosophies I have too. I mean, you can't worry about things that you can't handle. I mean, you can't take care of, right? I mean,
Exactly.
you just do the best you can. And, leading up to that, so we did those two records, and the new record, it's 50-50 is 100%. It's fine night, 51 is percent, 51 is success. It's like a dinosaur, junior, junior. And that's my new philosophical song, and that I'll just give you that little bit of it. But
Nice.
there's some weird shit that I've always played, a kind of crunchy way. I mean, kind of not fully realized, and between this chord that little Chad had taught me, and then this other version of a thing that Bill taught me, and it just kind of tied a lot of shit together. Um, I can't wait to make the next one, dude.
That's
Like
awesome.
I got 10 songs ready to go, and I think six of them might be some of the best songs I've ever written. Because that thing just opened me up in a big way. It's like just cracked it wide open. I'm pretty stoked. Um,
Well,
yeah.
No,
It's like
that's
this, it's this Cole Porter, like fucking jazz chord that, it's like a between chord and
sure.
and I played like, it makes so much sense to me. And I played like weak versions of something that's kind of like that. Cause when he showed it to me, I was kind of like, okay, I mean, I do this and this and that song that we just recorded. And then I'm like, yeah, but wait, there's more to this even. I'm like, oh, I only had half the story, right?
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, it's fucking Brad. I'm stoked. So it's another version type of thing of this chord that little Chad had showed me that I mean, it's a secret chord because I showed it to people and then they're like, oh, that's just, I'm like, no, it isn't. Because it looks like something else, right? And then when I play it, it sounds like a cloud of almost jazz and almost beautiful. It's dangerous. I love it.
That is awesome.
It is awesome.
Um, well,
I'm
let's
sorry that I went on that tangent. We're supposed to be talking about this. I might.
no way, dude. It's all good because this is exactly the whole point of this. So
Okay, cool.
let's just do this though. I want to hear more about that and what you're working on next. So we're gonna take a quick break and come back to find out what Jon Snodgrass is working on next, and we'll be back in a minute. So stay with us. All right, and we're back. So let's continue talking with Jon. Oh shit, he's doing a jingle. Watch out.
Break down. Oh, sorry.
So we're
What's that?
talking with Jon Snodgrass. We've been chatting about the Ghost Trilogy songs and that y'all heard a bit ago. And Jon was just talking about, he's got 10 songs coming up, like ready to record on a new record. So Jon, what's going on with that? Like, what's the timeline for you to get out a new record? Where do you, and also I'm interested in knowing where you record, if you do this all at home or you got a studio, you specifically, if you're just like wherever you're at, but what's going on with you with this new record and what's coming up next for you?
I live in Fort Collins, Colorado, where the blasting room is. But no, there's no hurry to work on this. I mean, I already have most of these songs demoed. Um, but I kind of what I want to do is, so as you know, um, David Jarnstrom
Mm-hmm.
and Jeremy Burgo play with me a lot.
Yeah.
They also have another band, so but also there's gonna be one to possibly six times where me and Bill and Miles will show up and play some music in some places. And that's just having to work around what Bill's schedule is, but we kind of going to lock a couple things in. Um, and me saying that is mainly because these new songs I have, I want to try and get two or three going. Bill did all the bass and wrote all the bass, but Miles has been playing bass, and I kind of want to do it. I like doing every record different. You know what I mean?
Sure.
In one way or another. And obviously, I mean, he kicked ass on the bass, and he can help come up with some bass parts like he always does. I hope he does. But I think I just want to start and want to have Miles just play on it. And it's like a three-piece band, you know. Um,
Yeah.
in the credits of the Buddies record, or
Mm-hmm.
of this record, at the bottom of it, it says, it talks about like right now when I play shows at Snodgrass plus Buddies and how that
Yeah.
even that's embarrassing to me, right? Like, and I envision at some point, it's just Buddies with whoever's playing with me in like fine print underneath. And that's the idea, I guess. I mean, we already kind of touched on it about me not wanting to exploit my friends.
Of course.
I just want to be one of the buddies. Like
Right.
I'm not a solo artist. I'm a guy that likes just to play with other people, and I know how to put together a band, and I know how to put together a show, and
Yep.
tour and make things happen. And it's not supposed to be all about me. It's supposed to be all about us. You know, um,
Yeah.
that's what I think. Like I talk about, when there's an actor and he is so popular that their name is above the title of a movie, right?
Right. Right.
Or a writer. I mean, like the most obvious one I can think of, like Mario Puzo's The Godfather,
Sure.
right? Which that's
Yep.
not even actually because he was so famous. That was just probably part of the deal. Like he's like, I need my name on there. I want to sell some fucking books, right?
Right.
But so
Right.
I'm the opposite of that. Like Almost Famous, the movie. I'm more like Almost Anonymous, and I just want to be a part of it. You know, that's it.
Yep.
That's it. And
No, that's
I
cool.
talk, I feel like I'm talking about it so much, and uh, it's. I've been saying this lately too. It's like it's actual irony because I'm talking so much about it. But you know how like when a monk gets his shit together and he has like a vow of silence,
Yeah.
I'll be speaking less. I mean, like it won't be a vow of silence, but there will be some silence, less talking. That's
No,
important.
I love it.
No,
That's
I just
that's
have a
awesome,
lot of
man.
ideas and I like to talk about,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I do.
And
I do.
that's it. That's really all there is to it. Um, I know I'm insufferable sometimes. You know,
Hey, I think we all are to some degree.
right?
Yeah. No, that's awesome, John. Yeah, man. I mean, sure, there's so many different questions that I'd want to ask you about all the things that you don't want to talk about. And so I don't want to do any of that and really respect and honor kind of the artist that you are. And I know that, yeah, you don't take yourself too seriously. And I appreciate all of the things you said about, kind of how you approach all of this, because all of those frankly really resonate with me, in
I mean,
terms
I
of,
take myself seriously. I mean, I don't want you to get the wrong
no, no, no.
idea, but I don't
I,
take it so I don't take it.
you're not like too seriously is what I'm saying. It's like, sure, we all take ourselves seriously, I think, but I don't get a vibe from you that
No.
like you think you're the most important person in the room, you know?
Oh, that's just the grossest thing I
Right.
could ever even think
Yeah.
of. You know, if someone thought I was that, I would probably jump off a cliff. You know what I mean? Like I'm not even kidding.
Right.
Like that's just like yeah. And I don't know. I mean, I'm older now and I just have different ways of thinking about things and different priorities. I definitely don't want to argue or think about any, you know, like
Yep.
I'm not hung up on anything. If and you know, not everyone gets along, right?
Sure.
Like that's the thing. Like, okay, so like Fat Mike had said to me recently, and because he's trying to be funny too, but he's like, and then he said, no, I'm not trying to be funny, but he goes, he goes, which is a very nice compliment, right? But he goes, everybody in punk rock, like they all love you. And I don't know why. I'm like, okay, guy. Like, like that's it's first whatever, you know, and I don't know why. But um fuck. And I was telling that story for a reason. Um yeah.
Not taking yourself too seriously.
Oh, um, oh, I mean right. Uh
There was some of that in there.
yeah, fuck.
It's
Doesn't
all good.
matter. Like I'm already like talking too much about it, you know. But somewhere in there, I was getting to a point though where I was gonna, you know, there's a lot of humility in there. I don't remember it, and I apologize. I did just get home, and my brain might have just said, "Dude,
Fuck it. I'm
you're,
done.
you're done. It's time for the vow of silence."
No, it's all good, John. And
That would be a funny
one of
way
the
to
things that
end,
you've
though.
said more than once on this conversation is talking about humility, and to me, that's also an incredibly foundational thing for me to root myself in every morning. So
Right?
I really appreciate you hearing that, because I mean, right? I mean, you know, if I got nothing but gratitude and humility to start my day, then my day's going to go in a better way than it is if I think I'm in control of a bunch of shit that I have no control over at
Yeah,
all,
and like,
and get
and
emotionally attached to outcomes of things I can't affect. And it's like, I can just do my part and do the next right thing, and just be a good person as much as I can. And cool. Like that's what I'll try to do today,
right, and then the other part of that, though, then too, is that I say a lot, and we can end on this, is like,
Cool.
because there's a lot of folks I guess this kind of goes with the maybe taking yourself too seriously kind of thing too. Like there's a lot of band people or stuff and they're like, and I've said this before because um people good friends of mine have brought up and they've said, but I am trying to make it, John. And I go, but you've already made it. We've all made it. Like this is success. It's all relative, but
Right.
getting to play music and do what we do, and I get to talk to you on a podcast, and and you're interested, and I get to make records and travel around. It doesn't matter what it's all the same, you know.
Right.
And in my opinion, right? Because I'll just say like, yeah, there's just people out there just trying to make it, and they don't realize that they made it.
They already did.
And like, and
Yep.
then with all this kind of class worship that's going on now too, um
Sure.
it reminds me of my favorite first joke, and I'll leave you on this
All right.
because this will be great, and then I'm going to go for the vow of silence. Okay. But my first favorite joke, I love it so much. He was this writer, and he was a stand-up comedian. His name was Drake Sather, and he like wrote on a show called News Radio. He wrote on that's probably one of the most famous ones you may have heard of.
Mm-hmm.
He worked with Norm Macdonald a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He's that kind of a dark, comedian. And he had this joke where he's like, so I go into this McDonald's, this McDonald's restaurant, and they had this this like clear house in a box thing. It's like give money to the Ronald McDonald House, and I'm thinking, how big of a fucking house does this clown need?
That's awesome. Well, John, thank you so much for coming in and taking some time to talk with me about Ghost Trilogy and everything else, and now your unavoidable vow of silence.
I'm just holding my breath right now. And the thing that's funny though,
Oh.
I mean, it needs to be mentioned that
Yeah.
like I wanted to put out all that stuff together, the Ghost Trilogy. Like it's on my computer and it was in my drive, and that's how I was able to send it. But it's just song 3, 4, and 5, on
Right.
but because I fucked up. I like being accountable too. I like to admit it when I fuck up. Yeah,
Sure.
I love it. But who is the person at the record label that's going to get mad at me? It would be me, because in the end it all comes back to that.
Right.
Like I'm the only one letting myself down, and doesn't matter. Does not matter. Okay. Vow of silence now.
Right on, man. Well, thanks again, John. It was awesome chatting with you, and I look forward to seeing you the next time you roll through, either as buddies or, in tow with some other friends that hopefully I can come see and have a good time. So
Yeah, Brett, stay in touch. I mean it.
I will do the same, man.
All right.
Thanks, John.
Hey, it's time for the B-side breakdown. Brett Johnson.
Just for this. I've got a feeling, just a funny tingling. This country's doomed to fail. Oh, antiquated gender roles and mop-fitting rich assholes and power-hungry cops that kill. Persecution of tradespeople and pedophiles under steeples. And what the fuck happened to our state? There's just no room for this much hate. Locked into a status race. Gotta find my happy place. And so I'm looking for a target. Way too many topics. Something that'll shine through the shit. And I'm aiming for that target. Missed it to the right of it. Waiting for the perfect hit.
All right, and that wraps up another episode of the B-Side Breakdown. I want to thank Jon Snodgrass for a handful of reasons for coming on to talk about the Ghost Trilogy from his Stoked Ghost EP. I also want to thank him for just generously putting together this jingle that you heard at the beginning and the end of this episode that he did. That's just awesome, man. Thank you so much for doing that. In the background, you're listening to a song called Perfect Hit by the band Bandages. If you dig it, go back and listen to the previous episode because that's what it was all about. Up next, I got a song called Buffalo by a band called Nowhere Fast, and I'll give you a taste of that at the end of this episode. Please subscribe to this podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Can't thank you enough for your ongoing support. And, hey, stay safe out there, and we'll catch up on the next one. Thanks.